What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Marcus.
And I'm Shelby.
And we're Crugers with the
C.
Did we say it right?
I guess.
I don't know. We've been messing up lately. I think you've been on some alcohol or something.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Yeah?
I haven't. I've been on that city soda. City juice.
Straight. We ain't in the city, though.
That country water.
Straight water. How you feel just been drinking water?
I mean, I feel good. I do that majority of the time anyway. So.
I don't know how I feel yet. I just want some coffee.
Yeah, I do too. I can say that. I want some coffee.
Yeah. We've been going a little while without drinking any carbonated or anything like that.
Well, I really can go a long time without any carbonated anything. I really don't do sodas like that.
Okay, so I'm going to give up Coca-Cola Classic. I think I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I'll have to watch the video to see my face.
I think I'm going to give up Coca-Cola Classic.
Mm-hmm.
I might. I've been doing good, you know.
And my real name, Taisha LaQuasia Brown.
At certain times in your life, you do act that way.
Y'all don't believe Mr. Cruger. He ain't going to give up no Coca-Cola.
It'd be nice if you can get your words together.
Whatever. Just go ahead.
Anyway, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Shoot, how you think I'm doing? I'm doing how I want to do.
Whatever. You swear you funny.
I am at sometimes. No, I'm doing all right. I'm just chilling. You know, I got an exam coming up.
Oh, that baby.
I feel nervous though. I don't know why.
Why?
I think because
this is the last class.
Yeah, and I'm kind of paranoid. Like,
you better get rid of that, Mr. Cruger. Go ahead and take it.
I don't know. I got that coming up. That's like the only big thing. My birthday went good. Everything was good. You know, It's still my birthday month. I got a couple days left in
what
January.
You gonna do? I'm
gonna just chill. And then my dad's birthday coming up. So.
Okay. Are we doing anything for Dad?
I think I'm gonna get him a nice jacket.
Oh, okay.
I seen the jacket I wanted to get him. I couldn't. Actually, to be honest with you, I seen it and I liked it for myself, but they didn't have my size. So, but I just really wanted to get the jacket, so I'll probably just get it for him.
Okay, that's sweet.
So it's like my dad and two of my aunts' birthday on the same day.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, but they're not triplets. They're not twins. They're all born the same day, but different years.
That is crazy.
Yep, my Aunt Yvonne, my Aunt Kim, and my dad.
Yeah, I would be like, we all having one birthday. That's it.
Did my grandma them plan that? Oh, they got skint on their birthday.
Yeah, they did. One birthday, one gift. One gift, one cake. That's it. You blow out that candle and that's it.
That's like having a birthday on Christmas.
Yeah, I know. That's bad.
Yeah, that's all I got though. Well, what about you?
Nothing new. Just the same old, same old. Okay.
All right. So the last podcast went over quite well. Got a lot of response back. Did you get your email? We got an email that we would like to read.
Oh yeah, but you know what? I don't have my phone. I ain't prepared.
Good thing that I'm prepared. Because I don't know what you were thinking.
I don't know where my phone is.
Oh, I guess because we're not like the emails are just starting to come in. So it's like we're not used to having emails that we'll read.
Yeah, so thanks everyone for emailing, for commenting, for calling, for texting. Thank you. We appreciate that.
So if you didn't check out podcast 26, I forgot the name of it. What was it?
Why Did I Get Married?
Yeah, Why Did I Get Married? And we were talking about just relationship stuff. And we went into a bunch of topics. And we had someone to send us an email. And they know who they are. They're listening. We're going to read your email. And this is what the email said.
I'm so happy I had a chance to listen to this podcast. First, I have to say how much I love your openness. I'm glad I could sit in on this conversation. It's so real. Although I'm not actively seeking marriage, right now this conversation made me question the value I place on marriage. Towards the end of my past relationship, I thought I wanted an open relationship, but like you mentioned, the end result was me wanting my cake and ice cream. Laugh out loud. I could write a book on thoughts that ran through my head while listening, but I'll end by saying thanks for being open. I can't wait for the next one.
I would say like this, write your book. Write your book because the same way that we opened up and discuss some things, you might be able to help someone else. So I would say, hey, write your book. Write your book and put it out there. You never know. Like, we didn't know that topic would be
such a hit.
Yeah, such a hit. And someone even wrote us a comment on Apple Podcasts too. And that just made me feel good because you guys are actually responding to what we're asking you to do. You know, it don't take, and we appreciate that because it don't take a lot for you to do that. You could easily skip by and just do something else. But we really, truly appreciate you guys taking out the time and just, you know, interacting with us and doing that.
And listening.
And
supporting us, yes.
Yeah. We also got a text message. We got a text message, remember? Oh, you don't got your phone.
That's why I'm laughing. I don't have my phone.
And it says, y'all hit a lot of good points because this relationship thing is hard. I kind of monitored that.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is. Relationships are work. They're, it's a lot of energy that you have to put into it.
But you got to be willing to work.
Yeah. And you got to be willing to be real. You have to be willing to be open.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's one of the hardest things for us at times.
Yeah, you got to be open. And I think it's just important to know that you're going to go through some things and it's just not always easy. No. You're going to go through some things. But on the bright side, you have someone to go through them with.
Yep. And you were not alone.
Y'all should have known this was coming up. What was that?
That's so good. I am here with you. And every day I sit and ask myself,
I'm going to just drink my water. And y'all know that Mr. Cruger can really sing, right?
Just the other night.
He just be acting up.
I thought I heard you cry.
He can sing. I'm going to get him one day.
Hit me in the nose with the rubber hose.
Honey, that's not how that song goes. I know y'all used to sing that song like that in elementary. In middle school or whatever that song came out. That's not how that song goes.
But you are not alone. You got somebody to go through these struggles with, you know? I'm glad it's you, though.
I'm glad it's you, too.
I'm going to be honest, though. I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I know you get on my nerves.
Watch it. And same. Ditto.
And I know I get on your nerves.
Ditto.
But when it all come down, I could think about, like, silly stuff that you do.
What I do? Don't put me out there.
No, I'm just saying, you not like silly in the bad, but silly in the good. Like if I be angry at you, and then like we'll smooth everything over, and then like when I leave, I go to thinking about like little silly stuff that you do, and I laugh.
What silly stuff?
Like dorky stories.
That's like, my word.
Like I can see you doing that, and I be like, that girl crazy, you know. And it just bring me back full circle. Be like, you know, whatever we argued about, it ain't really worth it. You know,
it was just a little moment.
It was a little moment. We just got to keep building. But anyway, that's that. Thank you guys for your is it input? It's input, right? Not input. It's input. Thank you guys for your input. And we're going to jump right into our next podcast, episode number 27. What we got, honey?
Number 27, we're going to talk about finances and buying a house. Mainly buying a house.
I got the keys. That's what we're going to name it. Okay. I got the keys.
I got the keys, the keys, the keys. I got the keys, the keys, the keys.
I don't know if that's how it goes.
I don't know either, but it's a remix. You know, P. Diddy over here all the way. Jermaine Dupri, I'm going to remix something.
Okay. All right, honey, so let's get into it. All right, so what would you say finances? Now, I'm going to be the first to say I have gotten better with finances. I have never been the person that was just tip top on finances, and I got to be open and honest and say that. Like, when you don't understand finances, you can't be good at something you don't understand. You know, you can see that money come in, but how do you keep that money?
I think we just need to do what we did in the past. We set goals, we reached our goals, and then it was like, what we're going to do next. And we also have to just be mindful of what we spend, I guess, and just put money aside, you know, just making sure that we have a plan.
Right.
So I think that's, with us coming together, that's what we did.
Right.
Moving in together for the first time. We figured this thing out. No, I'm not saying that we're experts at all. We are still learning. Sometimes we still overspend and we be like, okay, what we got to do next? I just think that being aware and being able to make a plan and stick to it is important.
I think that financial literacy is a mind state.
What you mean by that?
Like you got to have a mind for your finances. Like you just can't see the money. You have to have a mind for your money. You have to know what your money is going to do. You're going to have to know where your money is going to go. You have to know what's valuable for your money and what is your money doing for you in return. So we said all that to say that when you get ready to go into getting a house, this process for us, it really wasn't. It was years.
Yeah, it was. It was probably about a year.
No.
A year and a half or two?
No. It was probably like 3 years for us.
Okay.
Because we were at a point to where, like we said, we came together. Let us say when we came together, we really didn't have anything.
No, we didn't.
When we first moved into our apartment, our table was a box with a blanket over it.
Yeah, we didn't have a bed.
We didn't have nothing.
When we first moved in, the girls had a bunk bed, and of course, Kaylin wasn't born yet, but we didn't have a bed, y'all. Oh, yes. We had a blow-up mattress.
We already told this story.
No, I'm going to tell it again. I got to tell it again. I had to set the foundation so they can understand that we really didn't come from anything, because what we had, Mr. Marcus and his sharp elbow bust our air mattress. I mean, we just laid there on our back as it deflated
and looked at the ceiling
and laughed. So we really did not have much.
Nothing, no.
And then when we did get a bed, because we was waiting for my bed to come from down south, when we did get a bed, we didn't have any dressers.
Right.
So we
lived out of baskets.
We lived out of baskets, but we built our way up.
Yeah. So we started, when we first got married, we didn't have anything. And then we built everything up and we got ourselves in a position to where we were steady and we had basic necessities that we needed. And we skipped forward and then we started to go into the house buying process. Now, when we got married, our credit was not tip top.
At all.
It was some things we did to work on your credit is going to be important for this process. And there's so much that we learned that we wish people would have told us. But like people don't share this information and you don't know, so, and we just going to be honest, our credit was not where it should have been.
No.
So once we got our things together, we started taking steps to repair our credit or get it to a point to where it was at a place that we could be able to get a house or get even a pre-approval.
Right. And I think it's also important about the people that you have with you in this process.
Right.
Because the young lady that helped us, she was like a financial advisor, and our realtor, they were like awesome people. They were like people, I believe, sent from God, because they helped us. They had patience. Definitely the financial advisor, her name was Danielle. I forgot her last name.
I forgot.
But she was awesome. She was patient. She broke things down to us. She gave us step-by-step things, what we needed to do. And she gave us time frames. She didn't sugarcoat it. She wasn't out to get our money. Because you know how people can tell you stuff just to get your money.
You got to know, you got to have that. You'll feel it. But it was just like when we worked with her, we didn't feel uneasy.
Nope, not at all.
And like you said, she didn't sugarcoat anything. She told us the truth.
Yeah, because she was like, this is going to take such and such time. And it wasn't like 5 months or 6 months. She told us, she gave us these timelines and these time frames, and she helped us set our goals to get this house. So yeah. Yeah,
because we wasn't in the place to where we just had the credit nor the money.
Yeah, she painted a perfect, clear picture for us, and we took that and we ran with it.
So let's say some things that you're going to need is patience. I think that patience is number one, because the house buying process can be stressful.
Yeah, it is.
And it was times that we bumped heads a lot. We argued because we were just getting so frustrated. You know, you're gonna have to save some money. That's key.
So you're gonna have to learn how to cut and sacrifice some things. Yeah,
you're gonna have to prioritize because if I realize though, if it's something that you want, you'll do what you have to do it, and it felt good having $10,000 in the bank.
Yeah, it did. Just sitting there,
it was just
looking
like,
at it. Just log into the bank just to look at it.
Now you might mess up. You might mess up because during this process, we did mess up at one point, and we were like, "Man, listen, this ain't working. Let's just go do this." And we messed up. We went and we took care of some other stuff, and we bought stuff that we needed for the house.
Right.
Well, we could have just really did without it, but I think that we were so frustrated, and we just reneged on what we was doing.
Right.
So we set ourselves back. But we're saying all of this for you to learn from our mistakes. And a lot of times, this is what people don't tell you.
Right.
You know, learn from our mistakes and just hold out. Don't go forward don't give up on what you want.
Right. You have
I would say that.
Like he said, the number one thing, you have to have patience.
Yeah.
Because definitely if you have to repair your credit first, you definitely need patience, and you're definitely going to have to learn how to save. You're going to have to learn how to sacrifice. If you like eating out every day, that's going to have to stop.
Yeah.
If you have a spending problem, and that's going to have to stop. If you really want a house, it's going to have to stop. You're going to have to make sacrifices, and you might have to do some other things. Like in the beginning of our marriage, in that time when we were saving money, I did a lot of couponing.
Yeah.
And that helped as well. And I only bought what we really needed. But at the time, Kaylin was she a baby? No. No, she wasn't. Was she?
No, Kaylin, no. Kaylin was the first go around when we first started putting our mind into getting the house. Kaylin wasn't born then.
Okay.
So it was like a year or so after that, maybe 2 years after that, then we really got serious. So that's why I said preparing to buy a house is a mind frame. Having financial literacy is a mind frame.
Yes.
You have to have the mind for it, because if you don't, you're going to just be all over the place.
And want to give up. And you can't, because it's a process. So once we, got our credit repaired, and it was on point, and we got the pre-approval, that's when you still have to have patience.
Yes.
That's when we called a realtor that we heard of, and we knew the friends.
We saved money.
We saved money?
We saved money first.
Okay.
We had this amount of money, and they was like, well, you might need this amount of money. So we saved more money.
Okay.
So and that's what happened. And so after we got our credit repaired and we got the money where we needed it to be, then we said, all right, let's look for a house. But let us paint another picture for you. We were having a problem one morning, and this is why you have to take time out and be able to talk with your relationship, because me and her was at each other. We had an argument, and I was like, listen, let's just go for a walk and talk this out.
And that's what we did.
Something we never did before. And this is why she said that she believed that the people that we worked with was sent from God, right? So we went for a walk, and we were just walking. We were straightening things out. We walked probably like 3 miles that day.
Yeah, we did.
And while we were walking, we see this lady. First of all, you saw a car. You was like, that's the car I like right there.
Yeah.
So we see this lady get out of the car, and she go pick up a sign out of a yard, because I guess she was a realtor, right? She take the sign and put it back in the car. And we didn't pay no attention to it. So then we keep walking. That was that. So then once we talked to the lady Danielle, who was the person to help us get the loan.
Yeah. She helped us with our credit and
She helped us with the credit and the loan. She was telling us our options. Then we contacted a realtor who helped our cousin get a house. So we already kind of met her from time to time. But, we never really talked to her.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so now we got that picture straightened out. So now we're in the process of looking for homes. I hope we didn't leave anything out. Y'all will have to email us at krugerswac@gmail.com for any questions, because it's so much we have to say. So we start the process of getting the house. Let's talk about that.
So we just contacted Erica. And so then we went to her office and we just gave, what we wanted. We talked about what we wanted, what area we want to live in, and we went from there. So she pulled a couple of houses, and then what we did after that, we started looking.
Yeah.
She started taking us to some houses around because he wanted land, and I didn't mind because I'm from a big city, but he wanted land, so we was trying to find that perfect little fit.
Mm-hmm.
So we found one house,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that was the first house. That was the first house we did a contract on.
We looked at so many houses.
Okay.
Well, we saw this house. I saw this house because I saw the sign and I went to look at it. I was like, okay, this is a good house. And let me tell you, y'all cannot expect, if you look at HGTV and you see this stuff, Fixer Upper and all of that, it is not like that. Okay, it does not happen like that. We seen the house that that we liked, and we said, well, we can get some work done to this.
Yeah, because we also told her we didn't mind fixer-uppers.
Right. We didn't mind that, but that's a whole nother
story.
That's Pandora's box.
Yeah.
So you have to find contractors with that. You have to find people who are going to do the bids. You're going to have to find how they can fix this up. You're going to have to find a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. So we actually put money into this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to have to, like where we were, this place was kind of country, so I don't know how it is for the city, but you had do septic tank repairs. I look at the septic tanks. That stuff you're going to have to look for. You're going to have to look for roofs.
Yeah.
You're going to have to look for all types of stuff that is just combined in this process that you don't know
AC
about.
Too.
You had
to look at the AC, the age of the AC, the age of the roof, and like we said, staying out in the country, the septic tank. We had to make sure that was done.
Right.
And another thing that we came in contact with was this house that we ended up putting a contract on, and we had to get a contractor because we was going to fix it up. It was like in the back of another house.
Right.
And we had to deal with the road. And I forgot what it's called.
That's an easement. So basically, it's like if you got land, if you have land and it's like 3 acres, but your house is on the back of the property, and it's a house on the front of the property, that might be family land. Mm-hmm. So once you can't drive through their property unless you get an easement, meaning that's permission for you to get to your property. Mm-hmm. But the thing with that was you couldn't get an easement because the land was protected on the other side. Mm-hmm. So
all of that, we found all of that after we put a contract in and we paid for the inspection.
So we lost money.
So it's a lot of things that come into the house. You have to make sure that if you're in the country and it's an easement, you need to make sure that's straightened out, because I don't think the agency who had the house knew about it, or they didn't have it straightened out because they were shocked, So that was one house. That would have been a nice house. It was nice land. It was like perfect. It was not too far in the country. It was in the country. He got his land, and I wasn't too far from the city. But it wasn't for us.
When we actually think about it, that would have been the perfect place.
It would have been, but that house was not for us.
Right.
Yes, we were hurt. We did get something back. We got some money back, but something else they wouldn't give us back. And I can't remember what it was. But yes, you have to be prepared for stuff like that. Not saying it's going to go like that, but you have to be prepared for obstacles.
Yeah, a lot of obstacles. Yeah. And you can't just have your head set on something. Don't be so set on buying this particular property or house because it might seem good, but you got to think. You have to keep an open mind. Like, is this really going to work out for me?
And also, they might be having a bidding war, because nobody, with that first house, nobody was, we didn't have a bidding war. We got the house, basically. We didn't have to fight with anybody. But Other houses down the line, we looked at several houses, y'all. Other houses down the line, we got into bidding wars,
Right.
and people outbidded us. And, you know, our heart was broken because that house was beautiful.
Which
but then
one?
again,
Oh,
the
that's-
one out, all the way out.
Newberry.
Yeah.
You should have held that one for last.
Oh.
So well, go ahead. But you're gonna get into bidding wars because the other house we went to with the small little utility closet.
Oh, yeah.
That was a grandma house. Like, don't be so set on buying a house till you just starting to settle. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I've learned in my life.
We did that, though.
What's that?
We settled. We
That's
put a
what I'm-
contract on the other house in Newberry.
That's why I'm saying
Yeah.
it. You know, because we did it. We want you to learn from our experiences.
Mm-hmm.
We began to settle, but when we look back, that was a grandma house.
Mm-hmm.
That was not a house for.
But that's not the house we settled on.
See, this how many houses we looked at, y'all.
The house that we settled on was a 2-story in Newberry. It was around the corner from
You
the
still
one.
trying to get there? We got a lot of houses before we get to that.
Okay.
We're gonna get there. Just slow down. But this the other house. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That house was nice, but it was not for us. That was a
Oh,
grandma
yeah.
house.
Okay, yeah. We did get outbidded on that one, too.
We got outbidded on that.
I remember that one now.
So then we went riding, and we found another house. Now this house was perfect.
I
the
forgot
brick
about
house,
that one.
the one out by like going out to the east side.
Yes, that one was
So
perfect, too.
we find this house. I mean, this house is what you would want it to be. Mm-hmm. Nice yard. You're in a nice neighborhood. You're like in a cul-de-sac. So how you say it, cul-de-sac?
Yes.
I ain't been watching enough HGTV lately. So you in a cul-de-sac area. We get this house and it's nice, but then you get to this place and it's in the flood zone.
Yes.
So insurance won't cover it. Mm-hmm. So it's like all of this stuff that you go through.
And y'all know we stay in Florida, so hey.
Yeah. It was a nice brick home. It wasn't nothing wrong with that house. You had minor stuff.
That house needed some fixing up, and it
It needed to be updated.
Yeah, that's what it needed. It needed updated. It was very dated. A lot of homes that we went in was dated because we were gonna, revamp it. Mm-hmm. But that house was perfect, and then it hit us again with something.
Yeah.
Something.
So you can imagine, and this is not like back to back. This is over months.
Yes.
So
because we spent several weeks on one,
right?
And then we found out, oh, this is wrong. So then here we go, we moving on again,
right? Then we found another house. Mm-hmm. Like we looked at so many houses
and so many different parts of where we stay, like different areas, and they were like all good houses, and then it was something wrong.
and let me remind you, the money was right at this point. The credit was right at this point. We just need to find a house that we agree on.
That was it.
And let me back up. We're backing way up because even before that, we were looking at mobile homes, and they were like, "It's okay for a mobile home, but your mobile home would depreciate and it won't hold its value."
Yeah. So I didn't know mobile homes was just like cars.
Yeah, they're just like cars.
So as soon as you step foot, I guess, or they drive off the lot, it's going down.
Because they have nice mobile homes.
Yeah, they do. We did. Some mobile homes will trick you. They look like homes.
Yes.
They were huge. They had open space. I mean, just a lot.
And then we were thinking about, too, because we thought that we couldn't afford a house.
Mm-hmm. That was what we thought about first.
Yeah.
Because we thought we couldn't afford a house.
But the realtor was like, no. She was like, you can get a mobile home if you want, but I would advise against it because you're going to put your money in it and it's not going to hold its value. She was like, you could get a house for the same price as a mobile home. Mm-hmm. But then I was thinking about the land because I wanted land. Mm-hmm. But, just I forgot to mention that. That's why I mentioned it. But don't be so set on one thing. You have to keep an open mind. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to interject that in. So as we went forward, we found another house. And this house was a nice house. The one over in over there by Millhopper area.
Okay.
You probably don't even remember. Yeah,
it was a big house. It was brown.
This was a small house. It was right on the corner, and it had a back porch and all of that.
Oh, okay, yes, I remember that house.
But we went in that house and it just didn't feel right.
I remember that house.
It didn't feel right, so I was like,
It was really, to me, it was moving ready.
Yes,
but it was like you said, it was
right. Man, I forgot about the house. I forgot about the house like going out towards 53rd with the pool.
Oh yeah.
Now this house was nice.
That house was very nice, but we was something turned us off. I think the pool did.
The pool turned us off.
Yeah, the pool turned us off because something. Was it the maintenance or was it something wrong with it?
The pool was empty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she was something about it was full, but it had to be emptied to be clean.
Yeah.
And she was like, that could cause problems too. So you're gonna have to put money into that.
This house was big and spacious. The room. That's another thing too, y'all. I don't know who and why they make rooms so small, but this house, all the rooms was nice and spacious. You know, even like the girls' room would have been nice and big, but every house that we looked, like the rooms were small.
Yeah, they were nice. They were nice and small, should I say?
Okay.
The house was nice, but the rooms were small. Keep going. We had a mild interruption.
Oh,
Excuse
okay.
us.
But yeah, so that house was very spacious. I mean, I just saw entertainment all the way.
Right.
The big living room, the big kitchen. I was excited about that until we went outside. And then, like, they closed in the porch, too.
Right.
Remember that? Until we went outside and saw that darn pool.
Yeah. So that threw us off.
You remember the house with the cats?
The house with
It was another house.
in that same area.
Yeah. And they had cats and they had a pool, too.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, too, y'all.
That house was kind of it was nice, but it wasn't like huh.
That kitchen was the bomb.
Yeah, you like
that kitchen. They had to just redo that kitchen.
The people were still in that house.
Yeah,
too.
they were still living in that house, but everywhere you turned around, it was cats.
Yes.
Everywhere you turned around, it was a cat up there. There
was a cat
right
on
there.
the ceiling.
It was a cat. I was like, And then we went outside. They had a gerbil. I was like, I just like, ugh. I just could. It was a cat in the kitchen, and the kitchen was beautiful. It was one of them Pinterest kitchens. It was just so pretty, and then they had a pool too. But it was nothing wrong with that pool. But it was just that it was so many.
And the
cats.
yard wasn't really.
It was junky. It was a junky yard, and the rooms were small too.
Right. So fast forward to all of that, we found we looked at a couple more houses, and I can't even remember. But after that, we find the house in Newberry. Not much of a yard, but the house was bingo. The rooms were spacious.
Yes, and it was 4.
It was a 4-bedroom. The rooms were nice. It had
was
an
in our
entertainment
price point.
area. Price point. The kitchen was there. It was everything we wanted.
Move-in ready.
Put in the bed. Guess what?
On Friday, Thursday or Friday. And they had a bidding war.
They had a bidding war.
Over the weekend, and we got outbidded.
Over by $10,000.
Yes.
I was like, we could do that, but I'm like, I'm not really willing to go that much more into this for $10,000 more dollars.
And that's another thing I want to say. Don't get into a bidding war and you bid something that's out of your comfort zone.
Right.
Of paying on a mortgage. You don't want to bid for something and then you later can't afford it, you know? So you have to be mindful of that too. You have to weigh your options. And if you know that $10,000 is over your budget, you're going to have to let it go.
Yeah. It hurt.
It does. It will hurt because that house was 4 bedrooms.
I saw us in it.
Yes. It was so nice.
I saw us in it. I started planning the ride to work. I saw everything. But she was like, listen, y'all could do this or y'all could let them have it. We was like, let them have it.
Yeah.
So after that point, I believe that's when we got discouraged. And we were like,
Several houses later, yeah, we got discouraged.
We looked at more houses after that. Oh, we settled. I forgot the house that was right by that one that we bidded on. We looked at that one. It was a 2-story house. It was nice, but it was just like, it was a big house, but it was a small house, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was a big, small house.
It was very small. Everything was compact.
Right. So we settled for that one. And it was like, okay, we'll do this. But something happened to where I really don't like it. And you were like, I really don't like it either.
Yeah, so we pulled our contract out of that one.
Right. We pulled the contract. And that's when we talked. And we was like, listen, let's just give up.
Yeah. So
Wait, we got to set this up. Let's set this up because this is where we realize you have to follow God. God intervened, and we really, and this could go with your spiritual life too. This is like the premise of being saved. Once you give up, God will step in. So it was like we were at the point to where we were defeated.
Yes.
I don't think we were defeated. We were just over it. How that sound? Defeated?
Because we was tired.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that we were defeated because we were like, let's just go ahead and take this year and do this.
Okay.
So, like, we were still making preparations to get a house, but we stopped the whole process. And our lease was about to be up.
Yes, so that was another issue, too.
Let's see, our lease was up on July 1. I forgot what year, 16?
I think so.
So our lease was going to be up July 1, 16. We had a couple months left. And we went to our landlords at our apartment complex. We were like, look, this is what we want to do. We want to move from here to here, and it's going to be this amount of money. So we had everything we needed, and we went ahead and put the money forward and was like, all right, hold this for us July 1st. These people going to move out, and we're going to move in. So basically, we were trying to create our own way.
Yes.
All right, you want to interject?
Go ahead. No, you're doing good.
So when we did that, we called our realtor. We were like, listen, we're gonna stop the process. We're just gonna take a year and do some more things, and we're not gonna go forward. So we want to say thank you, and thank you for being here with us. She said no.
See, by that time, we had built a relationship with her. She started calling Marcus Bishop Cruger and calling me First Lady, and you was calling her Mother Gilchrist. So we had a relationship. We still do. Yeah. We have a relationship with her, and she said no. She told us no.
Yeah, she did not want to hear that. She was like, I understand what y'all saying, but don't do it, you know? But we were, in our mind, we were like, no, we're going to do it.
Yeah, and she made a good point about the market. It's a buyer's market right now. You never know what's going to be in a year from now.
Right.
And, she was right. So she made some good points, and she made some valid points. And so we just kept on trucking.
And through it all, we were like, we don't want to do it. Because we still had our money on the apartment that we were going to move in. Right? So that was that. So we give up on the but we never did spend the money. The only money that we put aside was the money to move into the new apartment.
Right.
So we kept our money. Do not spend your money once you have it saved. Save it. All right. So what happened was I was riding to work, and I drive this same way to work. I have been driving this same way to work for years. So one day I'm riding to work, and I just happened to look, and I noticed that it's this house here, and I normally see people in it. But this particular day, I don't see the car. I don't see nothing. I'm like, them people look like they moved out of their house. So, I let it be what it's going to be. So a couple days later, I ride past, and I see a for sale sign in the yard. I say, So I get off work, and I go back by the house, and I go check it out. So I pull up to the house, and I see the sign. I walk up to the house and I look, and I'm looking in. I actually was able to look inside of the house, and I see that they're renovating. I'm like, I say, this is interesting. So I walk around the house. I look at the property. I say, this house is for sale. So I'm like, I wonder how much it's for. So now I'm saying, I got to convince Shelby now because this is kind of a ride, but it's like what both of us want. Like, it got a little bit of land, and it's in the perfect location. It's not in the county that is where we're in the county where the property taxes are way cheaper. All right, so I get back in my truck. I say, let me time this and see how fast it takes me to get from here to this point. So I do that, and I say, it's okay. This is the time. So I call her on the phone. I say, honey, I need you to wake up. I say, I want you to see something. I said, you don't have to agree. I just want you to see something. And your mom was at the house. So what you did when you got that call?
I got up. And I was like, okay. So I got up and, put some clothes on and got in the car, and he took me for a ride.
I had my whole spiel laid out. I was like, listen, you don't have to agree on it, but
he knew it was fine.
Yeah. I said, I seen this house. I said, it seemed like a far drive, but it's actually only 11 minutes from here to Waldo Road. It's 11 minutes. I timed it this morning. And I said, that's going under the speed limit. Mm-hmm. So we get in the car and we get there. So we pull up in the driveway. And then I like, this is this. Did we peep in the house?
I don't think so, because I don't remember seeing it.
Okay, I think we walked around it.
I think it was locked by then.
They had done fixed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so she was like, ooh, I like this. No, but we were able to walk around and look through the back door.
Okay, yeah.
She was like, ooh, I like this. Let's call Erica. This is Sunday morning, let me tell you. So, like I said, we built a relationship with our realtor. So, we called her and we were like, look, we found a place and A, B, and C. She was like, okay. So, the next day, which was Monday, she met us here. So, while we were sitting in the driveway, the owner of the house actually pulls up.
Right.
And he was like, what's going on? We're like, we're just looking at this house. I said, we're calling our realtor to come look at it with us and blah, blah, blah. We go through the whole spiel. He was like, okay, well, let me leave because I don't want to have nothing to do with this process. He said, but I am the owner. I just seen somebody in the yard. I just wanted to see what was going on. Mm-hmm. So we talked to him and he leave. And we talked to our realtor. She get in contact with the person, his realtor. Mm-hmm. And like the next week or so, we set up to come look in the house. Yes. Once we set up to come look in the house, we got it. It felt right. Mm-hmm. It looked right. It was right. Yeah. I feel like I'm talking, so I'm going to let you take the story a little bit.
It's just everything. Y'all have to remember, we had a couple of months left on our lease. So I'm going to just say everything started rolling probably 2 months before our lease was over. So everything was just going well, and then something happened.
We got all of our inspections.
We got all our inspections. Everything was good. The inspections, the roof, the AC, everything was fine. Mm-hmm. Everything went well. The termite. You have to get termite. All that was fine. And then we hit an obstacle. Right.
Wait. We got to tell them this was June.
Was it June?
Because we went on vacation for our anniversary.
Yes. So yeah, we had to wait for the house to.
Wait, we got approved. We put in a bid.
Yeah, and we got approved.
We got approved for everything.
He accepted our price and everything. And he accepted to do our closing costs and everything. But he had to get the house back. Yes. Because the people that was in the house was renting to own. Mm-hmm. But that fell through. So the house had to be back in his possession for a certain amount of days. So basically, he didn't own the house again yet. Yes. So the title had to be back in his name for at least 90 days. Right. So since the title wasn't in his name for 90 days, we had to resubmit something. We had to stop. And hold. We had to stop, basically. But he said that he will hold the house for us until the 90 days up. This is June 26th when all of this happening. What's June 26th? When we had to start the process, right? No. Oh, okay, go. No, it's not June. June 26th is when they told us we can close on the house. Okay, all right, that's what it was. Because we had to be out of our apartment June 30th. Okay, so we won't lose them because I messed us up. When we had to stop that process, this was before June. This was, I guess, 90 days prior. Mm-hmm. Because we had to wait those 90 days so we can continue the buying process. Okay. So you remember that? Yeah. So we was like, dang, here go another obstacle. And we was like, man, what we going to do now? Because once he put it back on the market, of course, it will be other bidders and other people will be interested in the house. But he said, no, he will hold it for us and he will just sell it to us. And let me say this too. When I forgot to say this. When I first walked to the house by myself, mm-hmm. when I looked in, God had already said, like, if I never heard God clear, I heard him clear this day. He was like, I'm going to give you the house, but I'm going to test your faith. I promise you that's what I heard.
I can remember where I was at when I heard it.
Well,
He was like, I'm going to give you this house, but I'm going to test your faith.
and that's what it was. that little issue that he had with the title, we had to keep our faith, and we
Right.
had we had to get through it. So
And let me just say that just something that just came up in my mind. When I first heard God say that to me, and then when the realtor, the owner of the house, the person who owned the house said, listen, I will hold this house for you. It don't matter. I'm going to hold it for you. It's yours.
Yep.
We could have easily been swayed, but I was reminded that it was just confirmation of what God had already told me.
Yes. Yep.
That's crazy. I'm just thinking about that.
So we waiting, and in the meantime, we was planning our anniversary. So we went to St. Augustine for our anniversary, and our anniversary is June 26th.
Right.
So we was up there for a couple of days,
Yeah.
and so I think it was probably the last night or the night before or whatever, we having dinner, and our phone ring, and it's our realtor telling us we can close on the house such and such date. Mind you, we had to be at our apartment June 30th. She told us around June something that we can close on this house, so we need to get to moving. So as soon as we got
back off vacation.
As soon as we got back on vacation, we started packing, we started cleaning up, we started getting ourselves together so we can move into this house.
And let me stop and say, she said that hopefully everything go good. Most of the time everything go good, but sometimes stuff happens. So it was not like a for sure thing that everything was going to happen or everything was going to work, because anything could have came up.
Yes.
So when we got that U-Haul and started moving, we were like, well, going to see what happened, because it wasn't a for sure 100% yes. We just start packing. We start packing our house.
Yep.
And we had like a couple days, I think like 2 days to pack. And then that last day, we had to be out. We had to turn in our key.
Right. So she called us and said that our appointment was set for June 30th to go and close on the house.
It was the first.
It was the first?
It was the first.
Okay. Well, it was the first, but we closed on our house 11 o'clock in the morning. We had the cable people out here at 2, and we had to be out of our apartment by 5.
Yep. Because it was the 30th. Because wait, no, was it the 1st or the 30th? I'm sorry, y'all. My time. It had to be the 30th because we had to be out. We turned our key in on the 1st. So our apartment, we closed on the 1st.
I thought it was the 30th.
No, I think we closed on
It was the same day, honey. It had to be the 30th. It was the same day, because I remember giving the keys to her before she closed at 5.
Okay.
And I asked you if you wanted me to drive the U-Haul truck, and you told me no, because you was here at the house with the cable guy.
Right.
So it was the 30th.
I'm sorry, y'all. My memory. But it was like the day that we closed on our house was the day that we turned our key in. We didn't know, however, we was in that closing meeting like kind of nervous.
Yeah, but how everybody else was acting, everything was running smooth. And we was just like, what's going on? What's this? What's that? But once they handed us those keys, we knew it was all over.
We got the keys. Ain't that how the song goes?
I think so. But see, like I said, the cable guy was waiting on us because...
I'm sorry.
The cable guy was waiting on us. So we came back to the house. I dropped him off, and I went back to the apartment and packed up all the stuff that was in the refrigerator. That's all we had. Everything else was in the U-Haul. I had to just get our food out the refrigerator. And I mopped the kitchen. And so by that time, it was like 4:45, so I ran and gave the girl the keys. And that's when I called you and asked you if you wanted me to drive that truck.
We were moving by faith because we had to transfer the lights, the mail. We did everything.
And you see, we had cable waiting on us. Yeah,
and that guy, that's a whole... He was killing time. He was cool, but I was like, I got other stuff to do. But anyway, that's our process. That's our journey. That's some of the things we learn.
Yeah, so I just say that when buying a house, you're going to have patience. You need to make sure that your credit is right. And if your credit is not right, you're going to have to know you're going to have to spend a couple of years getting that together.
Right.
And you have to be prepared for all the costs that you have to have. You know, you may have to have some money down. You may have to have a reserve.
Yeah.
You have to have a reserve, meaning some banks want to see you have some money in the bank, several, I guess, mortgage payments in the bank, or just a savings. They want to see that. And they also you have to spend money on all the inspections that you have. Definitely, if you live in Florida, you got to do insurance, flood insurance. You got to worry about taxes. Yep. So it's a lot of things that you have to understand. You have to know, and you have to be prepared for. And you make sure you have that patience, because it's an emotional roller coaster, like our realtor told us. She was straight up. She was on point. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, they were meant for us because they weren't out for money. They just wasn't giving us half information. They was giving us the whole story.
And they didn't mind repeating what they were saying.
And they had patience with us too, because you're going to get frustrated. So they know not to get frustrated. So they know that they have to have patience. It's going to be all right. And
have patience with them too. Because, when we were buying our house, it was changes going on in the house buying market too. It was a lot of changes. Like, we were like basically guinea pigs for new systems that was putting in place for them. So they were learning new stuff as they were going with our process, because they had changed some type of laws. And remember that? Yeah,
I don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I remember that. I mean, from all the people, the guy who owned this house, the people that did the inspections, even the first house that we had a contract on, those same people that inspected that house inspected this house, and those guys were so nice. Everybody was nice, even the cable guy.
Yeah,
he just was a talker.
He was a talker.
But we moved in. We're happy. We love our house.
And just let me tell you this: a house ain't nothing but work.
That's what I was getting ready to go to. We reached our goal, and we learned a lot. However, you have to understand that a house is work.
Yep.
You have to keep up your house. You cannot call the maintenance man to come fix this. You don't have a landlord. You don't have a maintenance man, and it's all on you.
So, like, things you don't know, like, we have shrubbery around our house, and if we live under trees, so you have to be mindful of the hurricane season.
Yeah.
Even though we have shrubbery that's in front of our house, it could grow up on your roof and push your shingles up. And some insurance won't cover that if you have those type of trees. So you got to be mindful that you have to keep your hedges cut.
Yeah, you have to keep your gutters clean.
Oh, let me tell you about the gutters.
Because the gutters, they stay full and moist. That's going to
attract bugs.
That too. Yes, that too. But it also can do damage to your roof.
Right.
So you have to keep your yard clean. Definitely if you live in those areas that have those...
FHA.
Yes, have those fees, and then those associations, your yard have to be a certain way. You're going to have to do that. So here we go, spending more money. You have to buy stuff for your lawn. What you got? A hedge cutter. You got the lawnmower. You have a blower. You have to.
And my lawnmower, my first lawnmower I had, it broke. So just keeping up with your maintenance on your lawn equipment.
Yeah, and then you also have to continue to save, because now you have to worry about the AC. Now you have to worry about plumbing.
Problems with that?
Yeah, you have to worry about plumbing. You have to worry about the hot water heater, and you have to worry about the appliances
that's problems with our hot water heater.
Yep, you have to worry about the appliances that's in the house. And this house did not have a washer and dryer, so we had to get one of those. However, that was a housewarming gift to us. So you have to make sure that you're financially ready, emotionally ready, and you're mature, because it's a lot of things that needs to be done. You have to dust. Lord, when I tell you you're gonna have to dust, you have to dust. You have to maintain your house.
It's the minute things you don't think about. Light bulbs.
Yeah, light bulbs. Oh, changing your
Filters.
filters.
Your water refrigerator.
Yeah, the refrigerator. That's what we learned, and that was a grip. I was like, this little
Like
old thing.
$40.
Yeah, this little old thing cost that, and then we stay out in the city. You had to change.
We
Not
stay in the city.
the country. You had to change some filter. What was that
Oh
filter?
yeah,
that's
for
out
our
there?
water.
Yeah, so all these darn filters, and then the garage. Our garage, the springs pop. I
Good
mean,
thing I knew a guy. It's good to know people. Let me tell you that. Because this guy, he wasn't no like shade tree. He actually did this for a living before he got with the job. That's why it goes to treat people right. You know, even if you at work, because me and this guy, we don't have bump heads before, but it was still like it wasn't nothing personal. We just frustrated, and we was able to fix the situation. You know, so it's all about respecting people. And he came out and really he told me what to get, and he changed my garage thing. He really wasn't gonna charge me, but we gave him something. He was like, man, whatever.
Yes.
So it was only right that I paid him because he didn't have to come out and do that.
it's good to know somebody that's handy.
Right.
It really is. People that know how to do stuff, because like you said earlier, we have trees. And those trees need to be cut back. And I know that's probably going to be a grip, because them ain't no tiny trees.
Right.
You know, this a tree you probably can build
I fell out that tree.
Yeah. Y'all, let me tell y'all about this man here. He working in the yard, right? And he want his baby to have a tire swing. That's fine and all. So he gonna climb up this big old oak tree that hovers over the house. It has a limb going this way and a limb going that way. So he climbs up the tree. We not home. His phone somewhere else. So he climbs up the tree, get the tire swing tied up, and he slips. He slips, but he catches himself.
My hand was all cut up.
He catches himself, and he get out the tree. I am not home. Nobody is home. Don't be looking like that. Nobody was home. And then he didn't tell me right away. He told me like a little bit later. Y'all should see his hands. He looked like he just was, I don't know.
That's over with.
No, it could have been over with. I could have been doing this podcast by myself. Because he want to climb some darn tree with nobody home.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over. But anyways, back to what I'm saying. Y'all just have to know, once you get into the house, there's other things that come with it.
Right.
You have to buy things to maintain your house. You have to have another reserve for appliances that may break, because they don't cost $20.
No. And have a housewarming party.
Yes, it's very important to have a housewarming party and ask for the things that you need.
Yep.
You know?
That's what your family and friends there to support you. So if you didn't know what a housewarming party was, and you've ever been invited to one and you went empty-handed, a housewarming party is to help those people get on their feet. You know, if they invited you, it's not because they just think they want something. It's because you're special to them, and they want you to partake in what they have. And
it's also to have like good entertainment for everybody that come. Like, we fried fish.
Yes. And let me tell you this. We lived in the city closer to everyone for a long time. And our space wasn't big, but we were able to like rent our office, and it was like we'd have events there. And it would never turn out as much as it did now. And I mean, like, we're the spot where people come when we have stuff.
Yeah. They come out here all the time. It's much, much further.
Yes. and we appreciate it, and we love it. Like, we're able to entertain and have our family and friends over, and they could just enjoy everything. Yeah. We can enjoy them. So buying this, I hope that you got something out of this.
Yeah, so it's like a house. Yes, it's a lot. You may go through a lot, but you have to be mindful that it's an investment, because you have equity in your home.
Yes.
And majority of the time, what we were so surprised about, we got this house with some acreage, and our mortgage was $100 more than our rent. Just $100 more. And we get all this stuff. You know, we get a lot more benefits than having an apartment, because we could do
what we want to do.
Right. or we can pull equity out of our house, which they say don't recommend.
I ain't doing
they
that.
don't recommend. I'm not doing it, but I'm just saying you have all these benefits in buying the house. You can change it. You can do whatever. So, yeah, it may be hard at first, but it's beneficial.
It's beneficial. I like it. I like having the house. I actually really like the yard portion with my stuff not messing up or breaking, you know. But it's a good thing to do, and it's a journey. It's always going to be a journey. And, you know, it's like I said, I was never the best with finances, but I'm learning. And I'm still learning. That's just the area I need help with. And it's not like I do foolish stuff. It's just like I'm trying to understand it better. So, house ain't nothing but work, but we got the keys.
Yeah, we do.
We got the keys, and we hope that this helps you. You got anything else you want to add in?
I just want to say, just save your money.
Yeah.
Save your money, and you know, don't go wild with the credit cards. I know people love them and they say they're beneficial. I don't see how sometimes, but that's a whole nother story. But just be wise about everything that you do.
Yeah. That was your closing remarks and benediction. All right. So, hey, we hope that this helped you. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Leave us some comments on SoundCloud. Like us on Facebook at
Cruger's with the C.
Like us on YouTube at
Cruger with the C.
Oh, she got it. And send us some emails and let us know your thoughts, comments, concerns, or even show ideas at krugerswac@gmail.com. That's krugerswac@gmail.com. We want to thank you all for listening. Until the next time, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Shelby.
And we're Cruger's with the C.